The AI bubble popping. You might have been watching your stocks today.
It's really funny, all of this bubble talk.
So morbid, the AI bubble bursting.
New indications of potential AI bubble.
Is there a bubble in AI?
I did mention that this AI bubble talk.
Let's start with all this AI bubble talk.
Maybe the biggest bubble that we've ever seen in private tech investing in kind of modern times.
Right now, companies around the world are pouring hundreds of millions of dollars into artificial intelligence. But there is a problem. AI still isn't making any money. A recent MIT report found that 95% of generative AI deployments failed to produce a measurable financial return, not a slower return, or not disappointing one, zero return. So how it is possible that we are in the middle of the biggest investment boom in tech history, while the technology itself isn't profitable enough? That's what we are going to figure out today. Over the past 2 years, as I said earlier, companies, governments, and corporations have spent billions into artificial intelligence, but the numbers are staggering. The top 4 tech giants, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, and Meta, spent over $340 billion in 2024 alone on AI data centers, GPUs, and research. China's state-backed AI effort has burned another $500 billion on AI. But what we are getting from this huge investment? AI chatbots that sound impressive but make basic factual mistakes. AI assistants that create workflows but always requires human to correct them. AI coding tools that accelerate development but always make a new security risk that developers have to fix them. Inside companies, the pattern is brutally consistent. Teams test AI, efficiency raise a little, new quality control issues appear, and fixing new errors costs more than the save time. It's happening over and over again across the countries, the continent, and this is a dangerous cycle. So if the result is this big, why the valuation is so high? Because companies like Anthropic and OpenAI aren't being valuated on what they earn today. They are being valuated on what investors hope they will earn tomorrow. And the promise is simple. Artificial intelligence will turn to AGI, stand for Artificial General Intelligence. And then everything will change. In this phase, every startup and every company get trapped by FOMO, stands for fearing of missing out. They keep investing without checking the real result because they are terrified of getting left behind in the future. It's like a game of musical chairs that everyone is scrambling for taking a seat. Every new investor will to pay or even overpay more than previous investors. This pattern keeps repeating and the value climbing higher and higher without a foundation of actual value. Meanwhile, companies like Nvidia keep selling that famous shovel in this AI gold rush because every AI model needs GPUs, every data center needs GPUs, and actually every startup needs GPUs. So Nvidia's value surged, not because AI is profitable, because belief in AI is massive. There is where the entire story starts to wobble. Consumers spend around $12 billion on AI services globally each year. Meanwhile, the industry currently is burning through $400 billion just to keep the AI machine running. Because to train and operate AI models, you need a huge amount of computing power that requires a massive amount of electricity. Besides this, you need a large cooling system and also consistent replacement of expensive hardware. Meanwhile, what does the average user pay for AI? Maybe $10 or $20 a month. So this revenue barely covers the electricity bill, let alone engineer, hardware, research, or anything else. No business model can survive this mass. Also, the environmental cost is staggering. Data centers require a huge amount of water and, as I said earlier, electricity. In some US states, AI infrastructures are competing with residential power needs. Accordingly, people's electric bills are going up because of this AI build-out. Data centers now consume 1.5% of global electricity. The International Energy Agency warned that this number would double by 2030. So we are paying an environmental price for a benefit that may not arrive for years or may not arrive at all. Here's where it gets even stranger. Much of the AI investment isn't a real economic growth. That's a money being recirculated in a loop. Don't worry, let me just simplify that. First, Nvidia invests in an AI startup. The startup used the funding to buy Nvidia's chips. Nvidia's report massive revenue growth, and investors interpret this as a proof that AI is booming. And the cycle keeps repeating, so Nvidia stock goes up, and eventually Nvidia has more money to spend on more startups. Again, a created value from unrealistic condition, not from an actual profit. This is how bubble inflate quietly under everyone knows. So far, everything we are seeing, analysts comparing it to the dot-com era. Same pattern, same warning sign, and same over-optimism.
So you've been through cycles. Been through the last dot-com cycle. People are drawing parallels.
But real crisis show itself when AI leave the labs and enter to the real world. Take McDonald's AI drive-thru system developed with IBM. They rolled it out over 100 locations. But what was the result? Orders get duplicated. Prices accidentally skyrocketed. In one viral video, AI added 260 chicken McNuggets just to a single order, while the confused customer just trying to stop it. McDonald's quietly shut down entire system in 2024. 3 years of development, millions of investment, back to human workers. On top of that, there is a fundamental problem. Large language models hallucinate. Yes, and it's not a bug, it can be fixed. It's how they work. Even OpenAI publicly admitted that hallucinations are mathematically inevitable. Think about what that means. As AI sounds more confident, more dangerous mistakes appear because customers trust that confidence. So after all, what happens if this bubble pops? Here's likely a casket. Tech valuations fall sharply. Corporations spending on data centers, I think, freeze overnight. And startups that depend on investors' funding obviously collapse. Hiring, which is already slows even further. A correction would not just hit the tech. It will ripple across the stock markets, employment sectors, energy infrastructures, and global investment flows. This would not be just a Silicon Valley problem. It would be a worldwide economic problem. And who get hurt the most? Obviously not CEOs with their golden parachute. It's regular investors, pension holders, and the workers whose job disappears because their company bets everything on AI that didn't deliver. What if this bubble doesn't pop? I mean, what if we are living through a transition phase similar to the early railroad system, the early internet era, or the early electricity grid? At first, all of them were too slow, too expensive, and also unreliable. But later, they became invisible, ubiquitous everywhere, and also essential. I reckon if AI succeeds long-term, the real winners won't be these flashy chatbox startups that making headline today. The real winners will be chip manufacturers, cloud infrastructures company, and power grid and electricity suppliers. The revolution may not look like robots replacing us in a dramatic fashion. It's workflows efficiency becoming so ordinary and unnoticeable that we forget what life was like before. Boring, incremental, but genuinely transformative over the time. So here's where we are. Whether the AI become the next electricity, powering everything invisibly, or it gets like .com disaster, wipe out trillion in value. The truth is same. We are living on our belief and expectation, and always reality is different. Maybe in 10 years, we will look back and laugh at skeptics who doubt it. Or in contrast, watching the most expensive collective delusion in financial history. But the key question, what side are you on? The optimists who think AI is on the right track, or skeptics who see a $1 trillion bubble? Let me know in the comments. And speaking of selecting between two different perspectives, companies have mastered tricks that make us pick their side, using nothing but shape and design. I broke down how exactly that psychological manipulation works in my previous video, so check it out next.